Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys had a good Christmas and a New Year's. It's good to be back. It's been probably a couple of months since I've made a video, so I'm really looking forward to making some more videos for you guys now in the new year. I'd like to start today by looking at the first conditional. I thought I'd like to start with this one because I can tie it in with some examples linked to New Year's resolutions, seeing as it is the new year. So I'm going to start by giving you guys the form, the structure, and then explaining why we use the first conditional and giving you, as always, plenty of examples and some additional points at the end. Okay, so let's start with the form, the structure. So to make the first conditional, we start with the if clause. So we use if, subject, and present simple. So this is the first part. This is the if clause. This is then followed by the main clause. So we use will plus the bare infinitive. That's important, so don't forget that. So an example for you guys. If I continue to study Italian grammar, I will improve. Okay, so that is an example for you guys. So why do we use first conditional? We use first conditional when something is very possible, very likely. So like in the example I gave you, if I meet the condition, if I study, then the result will be that I will improve. So those are the basics. Let's go into a little bit more detail now to help you guys understand in what situations we can use the first conditional. So the first way we can use it is to talk about predictions. So an example, if you save up enough money, you'll be able to go on that dream vacation. Okay, so this is a personal prediction, shall we say. And notice how I'm using the contraction you'll. So obviously this is going to be a lot more common to hear the contracted version. So please feel free to use contractions when using the first conditional. So that was an example in the positive. We can also use it in the negative. If you don't save up enough money, you won't be able to go on that dream vacation. So we can use it either in the positive or in the negative. We can also use the first conditional when we are warning someone or threatening someone. Another example, if you don't stop eating all those Christmas chocolates, you'll get fat. So in this example, it's a bit of a warning. I'm warning you that if you don't stop eating the chocolates, you will become fat. I'm sure this is a problem many people are having at the moment since we've just had Christmas and the New Year. So take it easy on the chocolates. Okay, the next important point I'd like to make is that we can use different modals instead of will in the first conditional. We have to be a little bit selective about which ones we're using, but it is possible. So I'd say may and might are perfectly fine, and should. So the uses of the modal still apply. You know, how we would use should, may and might normally, it still applies when using it in the first conditional. So should for advice, may and might for possibility. Another example, if you find enough time, you may or you might be able to achieve all of your New Year's resolutions. Or, if you go to Paris this year, you should visit the Louvre, for example. So it is okay to substitute will for different modals. Okay, and just to finish, guys, I'd like to give you some additional points that you may or may not know. The first one is that instead of using if not, you can use unless. So an example with that, if you don't work hard for that promotion at work, somebody else will get it. Or instead, you can say, unless you work hard for that promotion at work, somebody else will get it. Okay, another tip I have, all of the examples I've given you have started with the if clause, but it is possible to swap the if clause and the main clause. If you do this, just be careful because obviously in writing, when you start with the if clause, you use a comma after the if clause. But if you swap it, so you have the main clause first and the if clause after, you don't need to use the comma, but that's only in writing. So let me give you some examples. I will improve my grammar if I continue to study. You'll get fat if you don't stop eating Christmas chocolates. You'll be able to go on that dream holiday if you save up enough money. You may or might be able to achieve all your New Year's resolutions if you find enough time. Okay guys, so that is the end of the video about the first conditional. Next week, I'm going to be bringing you guys a video on the second conditional as well. I have decided not to make a video on the zero conditional. This does exist. Probably lots of people don't actually realize this exists. This is simply because we use it solely for factual information, things that are always true. However, if you would like to see a video on the zero conditional, just to be 100% clear, let me know and I can make one for you. So guys, have a lovely day and I will see you guys soon. Bye.